Good evening, guys. This is, I think sixth session about this online addiction. So we already discussed about sexting, porn addiction, video gaming addiction, online shopping addiction, and what is the effect of online advertisement when we use the online free apps. So I think this is the seventh session. Continuing with that one, so which is eventually online time management. So the past six sessions we discussed about the demerits of those addictions. So what is the uh, way to get out of those addictions? Obviously, the online time management, right? So we can't shut down or we can't separate the internet from our kids. So that is very cruel way of acting. That's what majority of the parents they do without even understanding. They just shut down the internet router, or they just pull the phone from their hand. They call it as digitally grounded. So these are the common steps. Without any awareness, people does these things to the kids, which eventually they do because of to get them out of the addiction. But this sudden action, the digitally grounded action, this is also having a huge consequences in a way, because without understanding, we are just pulling the huge dopamine source from our kid, which will make them anxious. And that's what I say, always say, that without even understanding the concepts, or without even understanding or upgrading yourself, we as a parent, we can't do any kind of good parenting. So that's why I wish everyone in our team or in our community attend these kind of online sessions, because this is very new to everyone, right? So it's new to parents, it's new to tutor, it new to teacher, everyone, because we don't have any kind of references or any kind of holy books, nothing. We can go back and check for the consequences or the demerits that is happening because of this internet. We can't go and check anywhere. This is the first time it is happening for our generation altogether. So we are in a position to upgrade ourselves. What is this online is for? What is this app for? Why people are going crazy behind this social media or the gaming? Without understanding these basics, we can't even think of the providing solution to these things. And obviously, we need to have some kind of time management to pull our kids out of this addiction. So over usage of screen timing is very very concern for the parents, and to whomever parents I speak. So the moment I speak about this kind of parenting techniques, or we have a kid psychologist in our team. So when I talk about these things, the moment they will ask, okay, how uh, do you have any tips in controlling this screen time for my kid? So that is a default question I always get. And while reading this one, the data says that this is a concern for both, for the students, for the kids as well. So they did a survey in Australia, and they asked, what is your concern because of this social media or because of this screen usage? Students, predominantly they told that the social media is the culprit, and it is eating our sleeping time, and because of that we are procrastinating our homework, and we are doing poor in our exams. So these are the things, everyone. So like more than 90% of the students across the age group, uh, they told that the screen time, over usage of the screen time, is concern for them also. So having said this, so both parents as well as students or the kids, they know that this screen timing is negative for them, but still they are end up using these things. So that's how it is giving the dopamine, and that is the power of the internet. So what as a parent can do here? So we can't blame the kids, because they're just kids, right? So what parents can do here? The parent should act as the media mentor here. So I already told in earlier session that the mentor, we should be a mentor to the kids, not like friends. We should not be a friend to the because no way we can't act as a friend. We can only act as a mentor, and more than in a mentor, we need to act as a media mentor. So how to handle the media? What are the apps? It would be productive for them, as well as what could be the entertaining apps they can use, how much they can use, what kind of mitigation they can do, so that they can have a check on their time management. So these are the things. Obviously, we as a parent, most of the people, they don't know themselves about this online time management. Then think about the kids, poor kids, where they will go and ask or seek help to do this online time management. So it is up to us. So we need to upgrade ourselves. So and also we should have some open mind. As I said in earlier, so if suddenly we should not go and switch off the router, or pull their smartphone from the hand. It is like closing our eyes to escape from the whatever the negativity in front of us. It's just a bullshit, right? The moment you open your eyes, again the same negativity or the threat that is there in front of you. Closing your eyes, that is not going to be any provide any solution for you. So it is as simple as that. So they are comparing this internet with the fire. So they go with the analogy that fire is a good servant and also a poor master. So we all know, right? Back in old days, Stone Age, we invented fire, but due to fire, we did so much of mess. We entirely ruined the ecology because of we couldn't understand what is fire, how to control the fire, so that we made a mess. Then later on we understood the fire, and we came up with some kind of rules and regulations, how to use, how not to use, what are the if at all any accident happens, what are the tools we have to control those fire. So that's how we evolved. So in this digital age, psychologists are comparing fire with the internet. So we should see the internet as a fire. I always say that the smartphone is a ticking time bomb which we have, which we carry, and this time bomb we are simply handing over to 1 year kid, and then the half-baked, wired adolescent kids, without even supervision. So think about that. So people don't know how to handle the fire. That's the same thing. We don't know how to handle the internet. So if we don't know how to handle the internet, obviously the internet will engulf us. So that is what happening, and how to mitigate that. Okay, as per the survey, there is no concrete study happening, like how much of screen time this age group should have. So still the study is going on. What is the benefit and the demerits of over usage of the screen time? But having said this, whatever the survey they have done right now, so according to the Australian survey, they are telling that 0 to 2 years old, there should not be any screen time. Absolutely zero screen timing should be followed within less than 2 years, and 2 to 5 years 1 hour per day, and 5 to 12 years no more than 2 hours per day, and 13 to 17 years should limit the electronic media for the entertainment no more than 2 hours. So this is only for the entertainment. But if that age group is using the smartphone for their productive usage, like any kind of steady activity or any kind of productive usage, then there is no harm in that. But for the entertainment purpose, for 13 to 17, again no more than 2 hours per day. So these are these are the screen timing they are prescribing. And obviously the other question is, are we tracking our screen timing? So time and again, in our community, in our Discord channel, we created a channel called our well-being. There we used to get the screenshot of how much you walk today, or is there any target to to achieve in a single month, like 100 kilometers of walk, or any kind of jogging, or how much of screen timing you have in this week. So these things we used to share, but unfortunately only myself and Sadesh used to share. But I expect we have 40 plus members, but none of the members are sharing that particular data. So this should become as a habit. And unfortunately many don't know, like what where in settings where to go and check those kind of screen timing report. So they don't know what is the tool available in the Android and the iOS to have this kind of online management. So there are numerous way. I'm not a user of iOS, but I can speak for the Android. But there are number of tools available within the stock Android itself to have productive way of, or to have a check on each and every app. we can have, and then also it will give the report on daily basis, weekly basis, and the monthly basis, which we can go and retrospect where we are utilizing our screen timing more, whether in the social media or in the productive apps like Udemy or any kind of upskilling to apps. I'm not sure like how many of you just installed any kind of productive apps in your phone. So that is the first question I should ask, or you should ask yourself. What is that you are using your smartphone for? So are you becoming smart with using your smartphone, or are you becoming lazy with having this smartphone? This is these are the questions you should ask time and again. So, but if to ask this kind of questions, you should have some kind of report, right? So that's how this weekly report, or you can also come and discuss with us. You should be active in this well-being channel, or you can come and discuss with us in this kind of forum. So these are the things, with help of this community, we can help each other. So this is about the introduction about this online time management. So having said this, okay. So how to manage a young person's time, online time? So I already told that there is no binary. So if you do these things, okay, this will come come down. It's not like only okay, you have a headache, okay, take this tablet. So within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, your headache will go off. So there is no binary answer to this kind of question, because this is very very complex topic, and this needs so much of time and energy, and we need to observe things, and the observe your kids. Who can observe? Only parents can observe. So there are a couple of steps given in this book by so many psychologists. So I just uh, tell you one by one. So just brief it out, so that you at the end of this session, we can discuss about whether it's making sense or not. So first of all, you should we should have family timing. So this is also in a time and again we discussed. So we should have a family timing daily. If not daily, at least in the weekend, we should spend our time together, mom, dad, and kids together, without even any smartphone, without any you should abandon the smartphone when we have the family time. So that's where we can open our mind and world, and then we can speak anything on for that matter. So we should have the family timing. In that family timing, you should ask the kids how your smartphone or how the internet is both enhancing or hindering their life. So you ask your kid itself. So if they are more than 10 of age, they can very well they can tell that what is it they are getting out of this internet. So from there you can start off the mitigation plan. So whether is it alarming, or is it okay? So whatever it is, you can get the you can get some kind of hint from this family timing. So that is one important thing. This is the baby step you can take, and aim for the reasonable use. So uh, after that, so if you are thinking that so it is smartphone is hindering their life more than it is enhancing, it is hindering their life. So suppose your kid is playing a lot, or they are watching the reels and shorts for hours and hours, which is hindering their sleep time, or which is hindering their study time, or they're procrastinating their homework, whatever it is. So these are the things hindering their academic life. So if you feel so, then instead of taking drastic steps like as I already told, switching off the internet or grounding their digital life, ask them, okay, these are the things, as you said, you only told that it's a negative factor. So you only tell me how can we restrict these things. So as a kid, they will come up with the solution, their own solution they will come up with, and then there is a chance that they may stick or they may not stick to their own rules. So this is what I told. We should have open mind, because it's very very tough to have online time management. It's very easy to say than done. So even if the kids they come up with the rules, it is very damn tough to stick to that rules. So we need to understand the fact that even if they set the rules, it is very difficult. And look for the reasonable. So they when they set the rules, they will set some kind of it won't be reasonable, it won't be realistic. So they tell like, okay, from tomorrow I'm not going to touch the phone, I'm going to read, I'm going to get the 100 out of 100 marks. So these are the things, they will tell, but we know that that's not realistic. So we need to sit with them and tell them, okay, this is, too, it's very unrealistic. Let's, talk, let's go into the reasonable mode, and then you and your kid both engage together, and then come up with the some kind of reasonable list, so that it will be easy for them, at least to start with. They can stick to the rules and regulations, and aim for incremental change. Suppose if they are using like 5 hours per day the screen time, don't set like, okay, from tomorrow onwards, no, I will give you 1 hour of screen timing for you. So this is very, very tough, right? From 5 hours of screen timing you are cutting down to 1 hour, which is, it's again, that is unrealistic, right? So incremental change should happen. So like 5 hours to 4 hours, and then after a week or month you can cut down again one hour or 30 minutes. So that this should be an incremental change. So over the period of time, they won't feel odd to have this kind of rules and regulations. Otherwise, what will happen, they will go off, and then it will create uh, again another consequences of its own. And focus on the offline time. So we as a human, right, we always think about the problem, and then we look at the problem in one single perspective, to get the solution, but we never thought of the alternative. So that's why the online is the problematic for most of us, right? Why don't we consider the offline mode also? So there, if we increase, this is inversely proportional, right? If we increase the some kind of activity in the offline mode, obviously the screen timing or the online timing will come down. So this is inversely proportional. But having said this online, we already talked about online addiction, why they are addicted to online, because of the enormous amount of dopamine they are going to get out of these online apps, which is very, very tough to get in our real life. So when you propose something in the offline mode as an alternative, be creative, or again you need to upgrade yourselves, so that only you can propose such offline activities which will give at least equal amount of dopamine which they are getting out of this online activity, right? So otherwise what will happen, it will work for 1 or 2 days, and another third day they will come back to the online. So be sure that. So one thing we can have is like a sport, group sports, rather than they indulging themselves in a single or individual sports. Then if we have group sports, it may be effective than this individual sports. So it's up to us. And have the period where rules are more flexible. Again, don't be so stubborn on the rules and regulations, because no one likes to follow the rules and regulations, right? So we are all human, and that too kids, they they tend to break the rules. So that's what the adolescent stage will happen, right? So they like to break the rules. If they break the rules, they will get the enormous amount of dopamine. That's why they race. They go and bike more than on 100 kilometer per hour, and they involve in the drugs. They do all kind of nonsense just because to get the dopamine. So they are, that is the age they are going to break all the rules. So without understanding the adolescent age, or this digital age, if we have stubborn rules and regulations, obviously it is going to fail. So have more flexibility, give them some flexible in holidays or in the weekends. If they score something, you just give extra 1 hour of screen time. So it is not going to do any harm in doing this. Again, don't make it as a hobby habit. So it's like kind of gift you are giving to them. And model the behavior you want to see. It's very important, right? So if after doing all these things, if you end up in playing in your smartphone, or you indulge in so much of social media, and if it sees that one, so how good it is, right? So before you propose everything, right, to make sure that are you addicted to the smartphone or not, how much of screen time you have first, then work on yourself first before you propose to your kids. So be we always talk about the role play parenting, right? So you should have a role model parenting. So you should be a role model to your kid. So if not, whatever if you take even to the award winning psychologist, it won't work without you change. And focus on the big issues. Okay, you list down the issues because of this online addictions or online time management or more screen time. So number one, sleep is affected. Number two, academic life is affected. No friends, nothing. So list down all those things, prioritize, and then you concentrate on top two or three. Forgot about all those. Even if you list 20, 30, 100 of negativity because of this online addiction, you work on only the top three. That's where we can we can accordingly we can do the rules and regulations, right? So if you think of all the 100, or if you try to target on the 100th negative factor without addressing the first top three, what is the good it is going to happen at the end? So focus on these top three. And uh, and again, so as I said, they will break the rules. If they break the rule, don't give some kind of forced punishment or something like that. Okay, you can give some small consequences. Suppose like after 10 there is no screen timing. After 10 you should hand over the phone to me. So that's the one rule. You set to your kid. So in some time, if they are using the phone over 10 o'clock, and don't pressurize them, or don't yell at them. It's like, okay, I already told you that we have an agreement to not to use the phone after 10 o'clock, right? I'm really disappointed in you. If you keep it up, then I will cancel your mobile plan, or you should not have any phone at all. I should never have bought your phone. You are grateful. You are not good. You are fit for nothing. So these kind of words, this will do more damage than kids using phone after 10, or whatever the screen time they have. So we should not bully them first. So if they are not sticking to the plan, have some kind of small consequences that, okay, you didn't give me the phone at 10 o'clock. Okay, what I will do, then next day I will get your phone at 9 o'clock itself. So that's the consequences you are going to face because of this breaking this rule. That's it. So if you tell like that, okay, you gave some punishment, some small consequences for not sticking with the rule. But instead of that one, you using some harsh words, or you confront them, and then one thing lead to another. Because of this adolescent stage, they will this will create some more problem. So you try to tackle some problem, but because of this will lead to some other big problem. So don't do that. So don't escalate. So be conscious, and be aware the fact that that is the age they will do. So no conversation, just action, and implement the no screen night. So once in a while, entire day, go for some kind of outing, and make sure that no one uses the phone. And in that time, have a family time, and then some in subconscious level, they try to incept the fact that how productive you are, how happy you are without the phone. So these are the things, without giving lecture. So with this kind of activities, they will come to know. Or you should, in a way, you should try to insert the idea that smartphone is virtual, and reality is the real. So these things, without because no one enjoy the advices, right? So we should also understand that thing, and then we should go with that one. So uh, I think I pretty much covered everything, and maybe I'll open up for the discussion, so that if anything you feel, or anything you feel that uh, this is illogical, this can't be done, or I have better idea. So anything you can share with us. Yeah, thank you very much.
Like according to me, like what you are saying is like this is the best method like to tackle. Like I have also faced the after effect. Like I just switched on the Wi-Fi and uh, use the most like harsh uh, things to them. Like in return, but like at the moment, like they also had like a bad feeling for me on that moment, and they feel very heartened and kind of disturbed. But like, and the moment the next day they get that thing back, and like they are back to it. So like there is no effect. We have to deal them very consciously, like I have understood this, like
That is
forcibly.
correct.
And
So for your nephew, his age is okay, still is less than 10. Maybe, after that, even if he enters the teenage, he won't forget that. So they will take it as an offense, right? So
yes,
no one likes to take the control of anyone's life, correct? Be
yes,
it less than 10 or greater than 10, if we are adult, doesn't matter. So we should not touch their ego, without which we need to, that's what I said, we need to understand the age, we need to understand what is internet, and then only we need to go into the action, without which we are doing more mess, which this online is going to do. We are adding up to that.
yes.
And for the less than 10 or less than 5, so it's purely up to parents to manage the time. So we should have some kind of check in the early age. But even if in the early age itself, if kids are using with their phone for 3 4 hours, then it will become habit, right? Then trying to correct that in later stage, it is going to be very very tough. So again, we should uh, we should sense the importance of the timing. So that's what I always ask people who are going behind the money, or who are not spending quality time with their kids. What is the thing they are going to achieve? So when I ask the same question, they will tell like, okay, I'm earning for them, I'm earning for the kids, but they don't get what is the effect of this kind of online, or not being giving the quality time with the kids. These are the things they should understand, which is very tough, because they most of the people think that money can buy anything. Yeah, Amir.
Like yes, what you are saying is right, because like it's like I think this has been notably observed, like in last 10 years. Like people are like they are saying like our father used to like in our old times, especially at you can say 2 decades back, like our father was the only earning one, and like our mother and like elders, since we were like we had good amount of siblings. So like everyone used to take care of, like our mother used to give almost all the time to us, and like father managed to like control the household, like the basic earning he does, and like the most part like the homely things mother used to do. But now like you like we all have to agree, like since we both are earning, both the members are earning, so like this issue has resolved. Like childrens are getting and fall into like this internet habits and like addiction towards everything, like we have observed. So like we have to counter this in a like very well mannered way, what I think.
That is correct. So there is no harm in earning by the both the members, but while doing that, we should also consider these things, and we should have some kind of plan to mitigate these kind of negative factors which is affecting the kids. uh, the problem here is, see, when our kid fall down, immediately we can sense that, okay, okay, so the blood is coming out, or he is crying, bone the bone got broke. So these are evident, right? These things are evident in front of our eyes. So we will think that, okay, that's a issue, okay, we need to take them to the hospital, or first aid, something like that. We can see uh, the problem that with the human rights. So whatever the problems we see or we feel, that's where we react. But these things, right, the problem which internet is going to cause, we can't see that, we can only foresee it. to foresee it, we should have some kind of basic knowledge. So without which we can't see the effect of internet. So that effect will happen at the later stage, not in the early stage. It's like a cancer, right? So when it is visible, when those effects because of the internet is visible, there is no going back. It's very, very tough to heal that pain and the problem the internet is causing in the later stage or the adolescent stage or whatever it is. So these things we should understand in the early stage itself. Then we should have some kind of plan. Okay, so whatever the plan it is, so they should sit together and then should come up with whether the joint family that will help, or one can go for some kind of less pressured work and something. So it's up to them. They should have.
Yes. Yes, and like one more thing I would like to add,
Yes,
like mm, like nowadays, like we try, like since we are giving, like we are in very much stress, we are very busy, we don't have time for anything, so we are like choosing the most like easiest task, like
correct,
the first to blame, and the second thing is to like, you know, if we want to make our children learn something, we get a tutor. If we want to make us like we are not like giving our time, just we are choosing an alternative, and that's why we
correct.
are taking the backlash.
For that only they are earning money.
Yes.
See, this is the trap, right? See, both are earning. So why they are earning? To give some kind of to give back to the kids. So they are sacrificing. Parents are sacrificing time to earn money. So how can they compensate that time? So they can buy things, or they can enroll themselves to some kind of tutors instead of they participating in that. That's where they will come to know more about their kids, right? See, instead of doing that one, they are just spending their money. And after spending this much of money, if they don't see any results as expected, what they will do? They will blame the kid without again understanding what is the factors it is disturbing my child. Without doing that one, because as you said, it is very tough to do that part. So since we are lazy, we always blame the school, or we always blame the teacher, we always blame the kid, we never blame ourselves. And this is the trap. And we need some third eye to pinpoint these things. Hey, you are only doing wrong, you should change your way of doing the parenting. So who is going to tell that one? Or even if someone tells, will they accept that fact?
No.
Will they be in that position to agree to their, or listen, even to listen to others what they are telling? So these are the things uh, we should this is very tough to accept. So to in order to accept, we should uh, you know uh, think about this first, right? And then we should practice this patience, listening to others. These are again the qualities after we give birth. We should practice it. Then only we can listen to others. For that, we should have some kind of community. If parents tell this, definitely there will be a family problem. So this is very complex topic. That's why I started off that there is no binary solution to this. Also, it could be many reasons. So I can
Would
see that
I,
Yeah, Suresh.
yeah, I lacked like 4 points. I was listening for like past 25 to 30 minutes. Okay.
Yes, yes, please, yes.
So I noted down 4 points. Okay. So one thing I felt you missed out is like number